3 simple steps to help you not only hit your driver further, but more accurate on the golf course. We're gonna go over 3 simple steps. We're gonna go over your setup, we're gonna go over the takeaway, and then kind of what we want to do at impact as far as hitting up or down on the golf ball, how we're going to maximize that distance, maximize that accuracy, and help you play your best golf. Be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when the next video is coming. If we took all the tour players across every single tour out there, right, and we combine them for their driver swing, what's a few things that would remain constant through everyone? Well, it'd be setup, right? So in setup, what we're gonna see, they're gonna have a very wide stance. So step 1, we wanna feel a wider stance. So a lot of people say shoulder width and they go like this, right? Yes, that might be shoulder width. It's not a very great way to go about how to set up. What you wanna feel like you are slightly outside of shoulder width. And then from there, what we want to do is we want to get our shoulders in the right position. So we want to hit up on this golf ball to maximize distance. We'll get into that a little bit later as well. But from there, what we want to do is get our shoulder tilt. So something you're going to see with every tour pro at setup with their driver, they're going to have shoulder tilt. Their lead shoulder is going to be higher than their trail shoulder. The easiest way I can help you kind of get set up for this, you're going to get set up, kind of rest your club up against you. You're going to take your hands, put them on your thighs. You're going to slide your trail hand closer to your kneecap, right? For me, I can almost get to the start of my kneecap. Some people can't. We just want to feel like the left shoulder is slightly higher. Then I'm going to grip onto the club like that. And just like that, I have my shoulders much higher to allow me to hit more up on this golf ball. I see far too often people come in for lessons. They're like, hey, I want to work on my driver. I'm like, well, what's the problem? They say it's going low left or high right. Well, almost all the time they're set up like this, feet too close, shoulders almost down like this, right shoulder's up higher. That's going to make you hit way down on this thing and way across it, causing those 2 misses. So we want to avoid that at all costs. The next thing in setup that I see a lot of tour pros do, it's not every single one, but I think it will help the vast majority of amateurs. When they get set up, a lot of tour pros from the down the line camera, we can actually see their lead shoulder a little bit. So in setup, we can actually see their lead shoulder over here a little bit. So it's not only up, but it's also in. Another way you could think about this, from the buttons on your shirt, if you angled it a few inches behind the golf ball and then had that shoulder up, then we could see that. All the time in lessons, I get people in here that set up their shoulders like this, and I have no chance of seeing this. Also, you can think of it from the pelvis perspective. On a tour pro, I can see part of their left pelvis, their lead pelvis. Over here, this would be obstructing on the average golfer. So just simply setting up, and I actually do this in my own swing. When I get set up for a driver swing, I set up, I get my shoulders tilted, and then I kind of do this motion where I hold the club up, and I kind of like turn my body and pelvis back, and then I set up to the golf ball. So I'm not only getting the shoulder tilt, but I'm also getting that left shoulder a little bit more forward. That's just gonna give me a better chance of, you know, swinging potentially from the inside and swinging more up on the golf ball, which is something that everybody should do. So setup wise, we want wider feet, we want shoulder tilt, and then kind of that bonus tip, I'd want your shoulders slightly closed relative to the target as well as your pelvis. Okay, just continuing the train, what's something tour pros do that a lot of people don't do in their golf swings? Well, on their takeaway, so this is the second part of this video, this is takeaway. So on the takeaway, we see a lot of tour pros, well, all of them, I would say, have a very wide takeaway. Their arms are very stretched out. Their lead arm's here, their right arm is a little bit stretched, but it's pretty straight up until essentially, we'll call it rib cage high, and then it starts folding a little bit. The right arm just folds, not the left. But what we don't want to see in takeaway, what I see all the time, people get set up in here, and their first move that you're going to see from the down the line camera, their first move is they take their right arm and they just pull it in like that. Club gets way behind them. Yes, the left arm's a little straight here, but this is a really bad position to hit the golf ball from. So what we want to feel like we do is, this kind of goes back to some of my short game stuff and also compression drills. I'll link some of those up here if you haven't seen them yet. But what we want to set up, we want to feel like our arms make a pizza slice. So my arms and shoulders make a pizza slice. So my shoulders are the crust, my arms are the edges. So I get set up and I have this pizza slice. I want to feel like as I take the club back, I keep that pizza slice outstretched as long as I can, keeping that right arm stretched, and then it will fold as you go up to the top. I don't want you to try and feel like you keep it straight the entire time. That's just not realistic. So you're gonna get set up here. Again, what we see tour pros do is stay very wide in the first part of their backswing, and then the right arm folds a little bit. What we see the average player do is they take the right arm and they just rip it in like they're pull starting a mower. We don't want to do that. We want to feel like it stays out. So best thing I tell you, think of pizza slice, right? So set up, take your pizza slice, keep your pizza slice until your arm's at parallel, and then the right arm will start to fold. So again, pizza slice on the way back. You almost want to feel like you're pushing or stretching. Another way you could do this, if you grab an exercise band, stretch it around your back, feel like you keep the exercise band extended as long as you can. So again, we want to create more width on the takeaway. That's kind of the theme of the second part of this video, width. We want to create more width on the backswing. Most players do not create any width on the backswing. They look like this. Their left arm starts to bend as well. Maybe they'll lift it up and then come over the top. We want to create more width on the backswing. That pizza slice is more stretched out. My hands are further away from me. It's going to allow me to create more speed and momentum. Part 3 of this video is going to be what happens at impact. How do we want to hit the golf ball? Do we want to hit up on it? Do we want to hit down on it? Now, the previous 2 parts of this video, I was talking about what tour pros do that we don't do, and we need to do more like them. Well, in this part, there are some tour pros that don't do what I'm about to tell you to do, and there's reasons behind it. So I want you to hit up on the golf ball. There are some tour pros out there that do hit down on the golf ball. They hit down on the golf ball because they can swing incredibly fast. The average player does not have the speed in order to hit down on the golf ball. So in that situation, what I mean by hitting down on the golf ball, I have this golf ball here with a nail through it. A tour pro is coming from high to low through the golf ball at the moment of impact. It's only about 1 or 2 degrees. It's not much at all. Where the average player is going down like 5 or 6 degrees with their driver, and it fans way out to the right or it goes low left. So what I want you to do is shift that perspective. I want you to feel like you're going from low to high through the golf ball. And we're going to talk about how we're going to create that. But this is the third part of the video where it's not exactly like the other 2 parts where we want to copy the tour pros exactly. Now, I will say in recent years, the average tour pro is hitting more up on the golf ball than in years past. What this causes, it allows them to get more distance out of the golf ball, and what we've seen a common theme on tour, everyone wants more and more and more distance out there. So you don't see too many guys hitting down on it, which could potentially kick up the spin and make the ball go a little bit shorter. Okay, so now how do we hit up on the golf ball? Well, I'll give you a super simple drill that can help you hit up on the golf ball. You're gonna take 3 tees, right? You can do 3 tees, you can do a head cover. I'm gonna do tees. You're gonna take, let's call it 3 driver heads out in front of the golf ball, and you're gonna angle these tees at a slight angle, right? And the idea here is when we hit it, we want to feel like we're going to avoid hitting the tees. So someone who comes in for a driver lesson and they come in and they say, hey, I'm hitting it way right, or I'm hitting it low left, right? And it's spinning a lot, not going very far. A lot of times they're hitting too far down on the golf ball. So they're coming from high to low and they take out these tees in front. So we want to feel like we get up. We already went through step 1, which was the setup, right? So wider feet, more shoulder tilt, turning that in a little bit more. And then we went over the width on the backswing. But now as we come into impact, we want to feel like when we get to impact, our hands are not ahead like we do in an iron shot. We actually want to feel like the club head wins the race to the golf ball. This will actually help a lot of you square up the club face. So in the feel you're going to have for that is as the club comes down, you actually want to feel like you're trying to pull this grip off the club. So as I do that, it sends the club head through, right? And my hands almost feel like they're going back. This is a feel versus real. You're not actually going to get to impact looking like this. But you want to feel like as the club comes down, I take this grip and try to pull it off, which is going to send that club head through. It's actually going to help you increase a little bit of distance too. So as I get set up here, I want to feel like I get the setup, feet wider, more shoulder tilt, and then feel like as I come into impact, I kind of pull up on that grip and I send the club head through. And then I want to avoid hitting those. So I want to keep that left shoulder high through impact like we did at setup. So I'm going to get set up here, go through my setup checks, right? Boom, right there. Then as I get an impact, I feel like I'm pulling up on the grip. I do not want to feel like my hands are way ahead. So I'm set up here, setup checks, and then I'm going to go for it and avoid hitting those tees. What you should have gotten from today's video is 3 simple steps to help you maximize not only distance with your driver, but accuracy. First step is setup. Second step is takeaway. And the third step is what's happening at impact. Are we hitting up or down into the golf ball? Be sure to add these into your game. Let me know in the comments below how these drills went for you. And be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you know when the next video is coming.